Wanna play with fire?
Once again, do Secret have another answers for the Miracle Lifestealer?
I feel like this is the draft that Nigma wanted to have. If Team Secret didn't ban anything, they would end up with a draft like this for sure, because that's the way they've been playing. 4 Protect 1 have this one hyper carry, which is going to be a Lifestealer. I love the itemization that he goes for. Armlet Deso, very effective. Get that Roche. I'm pretty sure Puppy has some kind of a solution for it, at least the way they drafted it. Right, I mean, he knew what Nigma would pick. They were so successful with it over the past 3 days. And Mind Control, he might get the Ice Frog, the nerf Darkseer again, considering how good he's been playing on the hero.
Yeah, we've seen some sort of insane vacuum setups from Mind Control, sort of in that mid-game. Definitely a particular play you have to be wary of if you're Secret in this game. And Nigma, it's certainly, you know, it needs to be said, that game 1, they were doing everything right at the start. They had this advantage, 13 minutes in that, make that mistake to push it a little too far. But you know, Kuro, he's a smart man. He's going to learn from the mistakes of game 1. It's not going to happen again. If Nigma can get the ball rolling, get that early lead, they're not going to try and over-push it. They know their limits now against Secret after doing what they did in game 1 and losing that early advantage. And with this lineup, it should be relatively closer for them. Over on the other half for Secret, they finished this lineup with the Juggernaut, as the panel mentioned, sort of like an age-old hero that was considered the counter to Lifestealer. Does that still hold up in today's day and age, or is this hero just a kind of a sort of a different thing now in 2020?
If someone can make it work, it's Team Secret, the itemization that Matthew went for. We can already see it, Mask of Madness. Then he gets either SNY or that Crystalist, the most popular items on the carries, and some of the meds, Void Spirit, Ember Spirits, which gives you that cheap damage plus a critical strike. Jug is great against the Lifestealer if there's no one around him, so jump, and there's no save besides the reload. It's been a while since I saw Nisha playing Batrider.
Yeah, interesting to see. I mean, I imagine what Secret giving the priority position to the Batrider in order to make sure you do have this playmaker with a way to pierce the magic community of the Lifestealer as soon as you can.
And they should bring numbers on the Wii, because Nisha will play aggressive, pretty easy to set up ganks with Rubik if he makes a rotation. And Timbersaw, he's a self-sustainable offlaner. This is one of the reasons why they're running a tri-lane. So if Rubik decides to move on the mid lane, it could be a pretty guaranteed kill. Or if Wii does not have LSA ready, a lot of damage.
Yeah, very much. You know, every time that Nisha's able to get a good angle with the flame break, we are to take a considerable beating, but good ways to trade damage back from a distance. Once he does manage to get to that safe area, he's going to fire back.
Cancel the style, that's a big one.
An extra bit of HP taken away from Nisha. So he doesn't have that sustain. The top lane, we've seen a lot of the games where Nigma have managed to roll away with the Lifestealer being these lanes where Miracle's just sort of been left alone. This time round with the heroes, you can imagine Secret. Ooh, I say they're not going to be in too much trouble. Zai, he's falling low here. Miracle and GH, they're just going to be able to roll up and take the kill against the 3 members of Secret.
They need to focus Io instead of the Lifestealer. Also, if they keep this tri-lane, the Timbersaw will not be that effective. A lot of XP will be shared in this lane.
Yeah, very slow levels indeed, unless they are able to find kills. Kills on the Lifestealer, not something easy. It's got to be that Io. You know that GH's positioning, it's going to be top tier. He's going to make it very hard for Secret to easily access him on the back of it all, as he constantly keeps himself in a position where Miracle's in between him and the enemy.
Kuro lurking around the mid lane. Nothing he can do on the bottom. Mind control.
Oh, this time they get GH.
Yeah.
Up top, they are able to get rounds. He does try and help Miracle get aggressive on the support Secret, but a bit of a bait and switch. They turn back, and Secret now able to get that first bit of action on this top lane with the tri-lane.
Oh, mana burn on Kuro.
A little bit of cheeky body blocks as well to try and waste Nisha's time a bit more as he looks to get back towards mid. Puppy's going to head over, make sure that Nisha's not alone whilst Kuro hangs around with his eyes on the mid bat.
So bottom lane will just be a farm fest for both of these heroes. Mind Control just got his bottle. That'll be sustain for mana and the HP for him. Meanwhile, Matu farming the lane and the jungle at the same time, not losing precious XP.
With the way that things are going around mid, Kuro, he's not going to be leaving this area anytime soon. Puppy looking around.
Very annoying what Kuro's doing. mana burn against Pathrider, who's really limited on the mana and loves to spend it early on to put the pressure on the enemy mid laner.
Yeah, each and every bit that's taken away, making this lane that bit easier for WeHard to shove in more and more aggressively without the threat of Nisha trying to turn. Top lane Miracle actually gets nuked down. The two of them, they don't need Puppey. YapzOr and Zai, that's enough to kill off Miracle. GH just did not have the reserves to keep him alive.
I love that they moved the AA from that lane, so Timbersaw can get level 3. You get that extra point in reactive armor. It's pretty hard to bring him down.
Down bottom. Got a level 5 mind control against a level 1 AA. Doesn't want to dive on though. Will allow Puppey to live back towards mid. And Puppey's left. Nisha, he is alone. The Arcane Rune taken away in front of him. The Light Strike Array will be duped. But Kuro and WeHard, they're going to attempt to stay on target. Got the Firefly back up as Nisha will be able to get himself over the cliff and back towards the safety of YapzOr. And the Kuro still got his eyes on him, but not enough mana or spells to use. And Nisha will live, but he's forced out of the lane, and more space is given to WeHard in the middle.
You mean more space for YapzOr on mid?
I was saying YapzOr steps in. It's similar to how he was playing the off lane last game. It was like, Zai, step aside. This game, he turns up to mid and says, Nisha, I think you should take a walk back to base, sir.
Well, Zai usually is a sacrificial off-laner, but in this game, he is having such a good time. There's no way he's dying early on. The only one who can burst him is Lina once she gets to level 6. Check that replay.
Well, it looks like after forcing Puppey back to the base, Puppey did come back out. Mind Control was able to get the easy kill because of that, having that incredible amount of level difference, of course, between Nigma's offlaner and Secret position 5. River attempts to go with the Omni Slash, and that should do it. Yep, Kuro, he's gone, or is he? The Firefly, he's still got it. The movement speed's there. There's no way that Kuro gets out of that. Matsu able to find the solo kill.
For a moment, I thought that's gonna end up the way it ends up in my pubs. You know, Juggernaut clicking on the ground instead of clicking move button.
Clean it up just in time, Matsu. Stop, Zai. GH right back. It is this point. He's level 5. He knows how aggressive he can play. And we'll try and turn. The tower goes upon him as well, but with the reactive armor built up, those 3 points in it, pretty impossible for these two to ever really threaten a kill. Puppey, on the other hand, definitely a juicier target. They've got to be careful though, Nigma, with the 3 members back in this lane. YapzOr turns up once more. He's ready to offer help if Miracle and GH do start to go onto Puppey. Look to try and separate GH. They'll pull him back. Tether is broken. He'll split up and then rejoin. And cross Zai. Zai's going to look to dive. Hold from Puppey onto GH. GH is going to get just outside the range of the procs. They won't get frozen.
It's under attack.
Playing it safe, making sure not to feed his life away. Obviously, the real threat's going to turn up in this lane for Nigma once Zai hits that level 6, and he's got that extra burst and slow control to try and get GH.
Problem is, AA does not have a lane to go to. He can't do anything on the bottom lane. The Darkseer top lane not helping too much, so he was stacking jungle a little bit. So he's going to get the levels from that. Also, mid lane also doesn't provide too much if he tries to gank.
WeHard did head up to...
That's a big one.
Was top.
Pathrider with the haste rune. Easily gank the side lane or just get a good grip on V if he decides to show up.
It's 1 creep away from hitting the 6 and being able to get the point in lasso. And then, you know, you're right, whether it's a case of running up to one of the side lanes or being prepared with a TP to make a quick move. Nigma, they will see the haste is in the bottle, so they'll know to play with that in mind and make sure that if they do go for an aggressive play on a side lane, they are prepared to back out as soon as Niche is off the map. Sort of the peacefulness for both teams on the bottom lane. It's mind control, soaks in every wave. So does Matsu underneath the tower. Lane, things not quite as dreamy for Miracle as Zai.
Blows him up.
He really does. Just walks up. The Sacrament of Whirling Death, and Miracle is gone mid lane. Nisha also able to find the pick off onto mind control. 2 big kills for Secret.
Look at the wards on the bottom. Nigma was prepared, but so was Team Secret with that 1 ward showing the rotation coming out from mind control. This Timbersaw is a huge problem right now.
Yeah, they're doing an excellent job, Secret, of tackling what's worked so well for Nigma when they play this lifestealer. So many games where Miracle's just got away with the free farm. Teams have just left him to his own devices. Queen heroes up here that skip the waves. Secret, they've drafted in a way to make sure they do their best to slow down Miracle early. But Miracle is now Kuro, G8 from Weeha. In fact, Mind Control, 5 heroes turned up. They know that they've got to kill off site, and they'll do it. Nigma addressing the problem full force, and they will find success in killing off site.
Have they not learned anything from the last game? Killing Zai doesn't get you anywhere. Like, this man wants to die. Jokes aside, they need Lina to get the kill. I don't think Mind Control was necessary to TP back to the top lane to secure that kill, which will result in a lot of damage, or maybe even a free tower on the bottom lane. Matu with that massive menace, and look what he has queued up.
Oh, yeah.
That Chrysalis, cheap, efficient damage.
I mean, it works out. It really does. That 45 damage, you know, you take into account the percentage crit with that boosted amount of right click. It's a lot of damage, and suddenly a lane that is a little spooky to come into alone anytime the Omni slashes up. You've not got any way to break it or evade it or get back to creep. Matu can do a decent amount of single target damage if you step forward. Mind Control's back in the lane, feeling confident with his wave pushing in. He's trying to slow this down, doesn't want to let this tower go down too freely for Secret. Iron Shell's out. Matu plays it safe, Blade Fury to avoid any sort of damage coming in from that Iron Shell illusion from the wall. His Mind Control will be successful in pushing back Secret and making sure this tier 1 tower stays alive for now.
Life Stealer, going for that mixed damage. Maelstrom, vicious against the Timbersaw because physical damage is not that good against them. It will also increase its farming ability. Creep Wave Clear, which I'm not gonna say they lack, because Darkseer will always be using Iron Shell on the Creep Wave, and there's Sweep, but you need to have something. Nice one.
Perfect position for Weeha and GH to get the setup from the high ground. They'll be able to chase down Yapzor as well, get the two of them. Weeha doing exactly as required, playing aggressive on the map, utilizing the abilities of GH and Mind Control to chase these targets. Yapzor will turn with a cheeky stolen Laguna Blade, but not enough burst alone to threaten the life of GH. And this is exactly what you need to see from Nigma. Weeha getting active and utilizing this Lina on the side lanes to get these kills on heroes that for the most part have been uncontested for the laning stage. Both Zai and Matu, they need to be knocked off their game if Nigma wants to try and get ahead.
AA needs his level 6. He needs to find farm XP somewhere, so they have this global presence. Pat just finished his Boots of Travel, and he wants to play active. Like, AA ulti plus Boots of Travel, they can be anywhere on the map.
The lead overall does continue to creep up for Secret. Nigma needs to get a better hold on the series on the side lane. They're going to look for the play up top. Kuro trips up, Zai with the spike carapace. And Weeha, there is no stopping for these two boys. Everywhere they go, they're looking for carnage and they're getting the chaos they want. As Zai gone, every single time with this relocate, you'll see these, they're going to look for the moves. Secret, they've got to be a little careful how they do push out on the side lanes with these cores, because they are, for the most part, they're playing entirely alone. These relocate ganks will punish that.
It's easy to set up ganks like that. You have Nyx assassin in the relocate play. Also, Nyx very efficient against the Timber, so I'm not going to say his hard counter, because Timbersaw already had the stacks, so you're not gaining new stacks, but you're keeping the ones you had before. Break, plus pure damage, of course, the recent change.
And that extra setup, extra sort of defensive ability as well. That item, the Yule Scepter, completed by Weeha. So suddenly a hero that's a little harder to play into if Secret do step forward. Whether it be Bat Nisha trying to jump on one of his teammates, he'll be able to use up the Bat and set up the combo. And of course, now a lot harder for Matu to find an opportunity to go in with the Omni Slash on Weeha. Always be able to keep himself safe. Going for the full playmaking build too, queues up the Blink Dagger, knows how important it is as this Lina to just keep feeding off the heroes of Secret.
Zai a bit more careful. I mean, 3-4 heroes are missing.
Yeah. There's a Yule setup. They've got a lot of stun between the two of them. Kuro and Weeha locking him down. Laguna Blade comes in. Zai still a little too tanky. Spike Carapace is outside. Tries to go for the escape, but Carapace does prevail. Stuns him up. Zai's got a little bit of backup coming in the form of Puppey, and it is enough. Zai will live this time round. The hood of Defiance, giving him enough magic resistance to keep himself safe. As Nisha swoops across, Nigma keep the distance. Secret won't be able to find the counter kill. There's 4 heroes this time trying for Zai, and they won't manage to take him down. They were fortunate enough the last 2 times, but with this first sort of few items being done, Zai is beginning to become quite the problem.
Level 10 talent, 225 extra HP plus good on Zai, kept him alive. They're gonna get a kill. They're a follow-up.
And he's gonna go for the last though. Zai leaning in with the shadow. He's going to G8. G8 is going to die in time. He will. They'll get to do support. Secret. They'll look to chase for more. You know, Weehar's relatively alone. Mind Control's coming across. We'll be able to offer up a surge. Get him into safety. Great two-man stun from Weehar. Holds back Zai and Nisha. And Weehar's able to run away. Thanks to the boost of Mind Control. Matuma Man's attention has been brought over towards this middle lane. He'll gear up with the boys. Look to take mid. Weehar still around, able to start nuking them down. Trying to hold on to his tier 1 tower for as long as possible. At least buy time for both Kuro and GH to get back into the game.
They're really limited on the tower damage at the moment. Batrider doesn't provide anything. Timbersaw can't throw his body. He can't really just go in and see the long range initiation from Lina. 11-10 talent is already up and running.
Nigma, I mean, what's sort of their best point of call? If you're Nigma right now, who are you saying we need to kill? I mean, both Zai and Matuma Man, of course, if he gets the Blade Fury off, these aren't easy heroes to gank. It really just seems like it's mainly down to the setup of Kuro to get them up.
Problem is, they don't have anything that goes through Blade Fury TP. Have a kill, they got Kuro.
An easy Omni Slash for Matu, and it looks like with that sentry placement around, if he did have the Vendetta to try and escape, it wasn't going to work. Matu cutting down Kuro, as Kuro was setting up for potentially one of those plays we're talking about, trying to find vision and an opening to get GH in with the relocate, bringing Weehar through. It's the river. They'll find Puppey alone.
Puppey got the really late level 6, he just got it like a minute ago. Here comes relocate.
See Puppey's trying to run over to the help team, help with the rest of his team, but Mind Control will be able to stay on top. We'll see back there indeed. It was the case underneath the sentry. No escape for Kuro. Do get Puppey. And they find Matu as well. The Blade Fury's short to end. As he's getting up, so they are here in an attempt to make sure that they can keep their job safe. And with the lasso, they certainly can. Dragging back one, Flame Break knocked back onto the other as Kuro will be chased down by Nisha. Mind Control looks to surge himself away. Dragon Slave off the mark did have the...
Still good, keeping him alive.
See what they've found. Knock back and a blast from Yapzor. This time it connects. The Fade Bolt takes him out. 10-8 Secret doing a good job of matching this pace that Nigma's been so good with. They're keeping this lead against Nigma in the early game. 3K gold.
All 5 on Zai, so a lot of that damage from Next Assassin and Lina will be mitigated.
Incredibly hard to make any sort of play where Zai's around. At least until Miracle starts to get his item build online and has some form of being able to offer up the right way to mid lane. He's just getting brought down very low. Able to duke at the two of them. Mind Control TP's in. Tier 1 tower down to under half health as Secret's standing their ground. Zai knows that he's pretty much an unkillable beast right now. Nisha trying to separate them by Carapace, full proc on him, but he's already able to get the master off, dragging GH out there, but GH still finds the opportunity to take the back to defensive. Matuma Man commits to the Blaze Intruder, finishes off the kill on Io, and now Secret can try and turn for more. Mind Control is going to be the focus. Miracle commits with the Rage.
That's not the target.
He just cannot do any damage to Zai right now. They do not have the means to deal with this Timbersaw at this early stage with the lead that Zai's had. They're going across the Timber chain. Zai's touchdown with the help of Matuma Man, one of them. The Omni Slash. It's a perfect set of bounces. Miracle's got to run. Ice Blast will be easily duped. Miracle heads down to south as the Ice Blast won't connect. It's looking rocky for Nigma. This speed that they want to play it, it's getting knocked up this early, 17 minutes in. Secret's lead continuing to grow. What do Nigma do, Lakoff?
Dire's middle tower.
That's a tough question. They don't have the answer for this Timbersaw, who is extremely farmed. There's no pure damage. In the previous game, there was Rubik that can steal stuff from the Timbersaw. There's like no enchantments that Nigma loves to play, so they allow Timbersaw to get in. Now there's pretty much nothing.
Is much going to change when sort of Miracle has the halberd, or even at that stage, he's still looking to try and get this Lifestealer to an item on top of it before you can feel confident on making these 5-man plays as Nigma?
The way Nigma has been playing for the past 3-4 days is have this Lifestealer who's extremely farmed, but right now he's not. Like, Batrider has more farm than him at the moment because he was shut down in the lane stage. Is the target to go for? I don't think so. 5-man rotation.
They kind of look a bit, they're going to sweep a little deeper, as you say. They know they've got to find someone quicker to kill than Zai in the front. They do find Puppey in the trees, straight over the road. Yeah, down. Now the turn towards Yapzor. Yapzor, he's done that. They start the fight with 3 support kills, but already Weehar's being focused. Loses him with the lasso. Will keep himself essentially safe with return to the last bit of help. He gets the stun off Matthew his feet. Healing walks out. Having got the damage to kill this shot. Matthew's able to run. Nisha picks off Weeha. Nisha, he's just cleaning up the back lines. Nigma will get the kill though on Matthew. Matthew's out of the game, but Nisha, he's still full HP and full trouble for Nigma. They've got to get rid of this bat. Surge up. Can they continue to chase Nisha with that Firefly? It's too elusive. They cannot stay on top of them.
Ignoring Zai. I don't think you can do anything to this man. Nice wraparound from Nigma, getting these two supports. These are the kills that you need to get. Also forcing a buyback from Puppy in the previous fight. Like, you need to kill the Rubik. He's providing a lot of control. Whatever he steals from Lina, either LSA, either another nuke, will bring them extremely low. Juggernaut also did not pop the ulti in the previous fight.
It was a very nice attempt of a smoke from Nigma, getting in that wraparound, ignoring Zai, knowing that there's going to be support sat behind him. Still overall yet to really slow down this lead that Secret grows. They'll get out and reclaim this outpost down bottom, coming in about 30 seconds before the XP bonus will click in.
Also, they don't have that many stuns, so AA blasts are not landing correctly. And heroes are so speedy. You have Surge, you have Lina with her pass, you have Iron, and their life. All right, you want to take a fight? Come fight us in the roast pit where I can easily land AA ulti.
They should be aware of this. There's no heroes of Secret showing in the lane. Sure, Secret do have the superior ward coverage around this area. Nigma, they'll take what they've been given, finish up the tier 1 tower in the mid lane, but they're not looking to head anywhere over here anytime soon. This should be a very easy roast for Secret. And now certainly on these scores, you're going to have to do it twice. Last fight, they were able to take down Matuma Man, so Secret will allow him to be the one to hold the Aegis for the next push that they'll look to make. And immediately off the back of Roche, they'll smoke up and start to look to take a fight against Nigma.
Radiant are scanning. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, another good issue.
It's pretty much the perfect start to the fight. Weeha's been found.
Want to hear a dad joke?
Did I get you?
Go for it.
I always think he has a good initiation.
Dire structures.
Well, I don't know. What do you call a Nisha who has a good initiation?
Initiation?
Oh no.
Radiant's
Oh
bottom
no,
tower is
Lacoste.
under attack. Radiant's bottom
I
tower.
made myself laugh. That's what matters.
I'm sure.
Sorry about that one.
I'm
Chat.
sure the fans are laughing at home.
Dire's middle tower
No, he's not
is
laughing
under
right now,
attack.
Nigma. This game's not looking fun for them.
Dire's middle
Getting
tower
rough.
has fallen.
Getting heavy. Secret. Sort of
Radiant's bottom tower
giving Nigma a
is
bit of
under
a
attack.
taste of their own medicine. It's 21
Dire's
minutes
middle
in, and
tower
Secret,
is under
they're up to
attack.
the high ground, starting to knock at the doors of Nigma. Nigma's got to respond. Secret will back off a little bit. This bottom lane does need to be pushed out. Matsu will be the one to get onto that. Straight down to bottom, he'll look to bring the third wave through for Secret. Nisha, itemization.
No, I'm glad that he changed the BKB. He needs to be careful about Spike Carapace
Yeah.
or Lina landing a stun. If he gets BKB, he can cut into backlines without problem. There's nothing that goes to spell immunity.
Here we go, smoke time for Nigma. It's a tricky one. It is into this Aegis. But they know they've got to take risks. They're down. They have to look for the big plays, Nigma. They're over, but the sentry's there. Puppy's going to have vision. They're going to know that this is going to go down, but still, Puppy will be burst. Nothing he can do to keep himself alive, but maybe they can turn and take kills in return. Kuro, he does split, makes it the only stretch. He only soaks up by himself. There'll be a buyback as well from Kuro. It's just perfect. Secret Massive is chasing him with the Blade Fury. Weeha's dead. He's not going to utilize his buyback to quickly locate to the side. Does separate Miracle, but it's Nigma on the retreat. Another Yule's here to hold back Mind Control. As Mind Control is left behind. GH just focusing on trying to get Miracle out of there. He'll split, tether back across the lift up from Yapso, holds him in place. Miracle's still very tanky, but does he have the damage? He's trying to find the support. He's trying to find Yapso, and he does get the Ruby, but GH will fall. It's Miracle and Kuro against the three of them with the rage ending. Miracle's got to play this fight smartly if he wants to end against someone else. He does disarm the jug, turns back over towards Nisha. Does still have a little bit of timing left on the DD. Rage is back up. He's trying to chase, but Nisha's into the trees. And with the rage about to end once more, and he's just trying to escape. Another Yule's control. Kuro's got any stun to save him with. He does not. They'll kill off the light stealer. Kuro's left alone. He brought back for this attempt. It's not going to be a success as Kuro's dead for a minute. Nigma putting everything into that attempt to make something happen off the back of an ambitious smoke. It was a high-risk, potential high-reward scenario and something they really needed to look for, but it doesn't work out for them, and they continue to fall further behind.
The problem is this Timbersaw can do whatever he wants in a team fight. Also, Yule Scepter, dispelling Iron Shell, dispelling that Surge once they start the retreat. Juggernaut killed only position 5 Nyx Assassin who brought back, so ulti was not that efficient. If he gets the ulti on a better target in the next team fight when they have no save, it could be crucial if there's even gonna be a next fight.
Vacuum. On to 2 of them. Trying to focus their efforts onto Matu, but still with that agent, they have so much of that hero to work for if they really want to take him down twice. As he'll be able to simply back off. Tier 3's down. The base now exposed for Nigma.
This is the item you want to get on your Timbersaw. Heaven's Halberd against this single core lineup on side of Nigma, just a cripple lifestealer. It also amplifies all your healing.
A bit of percentage booster. He's going to do a lot to make sure that Zai goes from unkillable to unkillable. If that is even a word, I'm sure you've got to invent it for Zai's sake this game. He's so big, he's so tanky. There's very little they can do to bring him down. Outside of the base, Nigma trying to find something, but the last one there immediately they've got to help Miracle. Miracle is out. GH will save him. Miracle will live for now. They'll turn their attention towards Kuro. Kuro will not be quite as fortunate. Nyx Assassin dead. Mind Control attempts to surge away, but again, these Yule Scepters, as you mentioned, just ruining any attempt for Mind Control to play out of there. He does still have the invis. Matu immediately played Fury. Stays on top of the target of Mind Control. Will surge around once more. Who can they find? Zai gets beat down low. Trying to finish up the kill, but Nisha finds Mind Control. They have got the life takeaway onto the path. Bat falling low with the Firefly skill up so he can get over the cliff. Get away from Miracle. Miracle jumps into the safety of the speed street. They're trying to escape, but Matu is deep inside the base, on top of them all. Buybacks are coming out from Nigma, but they're hemorrhaging lives, losing heroes. What more can be done to stop the side of Secret? They do tip up side with the spike carapace.
Another one.
Side, force back, can they save them, Secret? This is going to be a huge kill for Nigma, and they'll find it. They do manage to shake Secret up just a little bit.
These were the 2 buybacks from Nigma, just to save the tier 3 tower. Also, I don't think you should be using Laguna on that Timbersaw. It just tickled them. Batrider with the fresh to bot blink. I mean, for BKB, he can do whatever he wants in the backlines. Find the target that he wants to go for.
Some sort of a defense, though, from Nigma, and the ability for Miracle to get his next major item done. The Mjolnir is complete. So at least an additional extra bit of damage output with how much has been hitting him in this fight. There is going to be a huge amount of procs from that active shield if he gets in. But obviously still many answers that Secret do have for that damage output. Having the completed pipe on Zai, as we've seen this whole game, has made it so hard for Nigma to start the fight off with quick kills.
So the kiting potential will be really hard to play against the team. You have this healing where you have a force that also goes by. Up one.
They're in. We are. He brought back, so he's dead for 75. A long old time. GH turns towards. He's just going to split from the rest of his team, try and make sure the rest get out of there. In fact, they're already ignoring GH. They know that they don't need to kill the IO. They can win the game by closing up the shield on the other cores. Mind Control is a nice 3-man vacuum wall, but that's all it is. Nothing else to throw out there as Nigma will lose 2 cores. Secret can now start to try and push in this bottom lane, which has been pushed all the way around to their tier 2 tower. So likely that Nigma will have everyone back in the game before Secret meet the high ground once more. Miracle throughout this just trying to use the space mid to get his next item done. Only core right now on Nigma that has some sort of semblance of farm.
They don't have the answers for late Fury Jog, KB on Batrider, and Zai can also do whatever he wants. He cuts into backlines, gets the vision on all the heroes, then Batrider goes in, finds a target that used the buyback in the previous fight. Now they're gonna start attacking your rack.
They are. Nigma, what can they do to push this one back? 10 seconds, no Weehard, so a huge amount of being pushed is gone. Miracle off the race, but already GH is focused intensely. The ice
no buyback on it.
Destroys the IO. Over they go to Mind Control, and Beth will be there from Miracle to try and help out, but the stun catches them all. Over towards Kuro. Spike Campus will save him. Weehard's back in the game. They're looking to try and take down the support. Miracle commits with the raid.
They're forced
heading
out.
over towards Puppy, gets the healing ward, but as soon as the rage ends, Miracle knows he has to retreat. Back over towards the round. We continue to push. We are found once more. A little too far forward. They just cannot deal with the pressure that Secret's applying. They'll lose off Kuro. I think Kuro's the only one left. But then again, there's not much they've got left here at all, Nigma. As Secret, they know that they can look to close down this game too. Onto the tier 4s they go. Nigma just with no means to push back Secret's lineup.
And it's time to call it. It's time to call it. Darkster still has the wall, so they're gonna try one more fight. The problem is Lifestealer's not dealing damage. It's two heroes who have pretty much infinite armor. Timbersaw and Juggernaut. Nice combo.
It's a good setup for Yakzor. Just makes a huge counter play. The Stolen Impale thrown back in response. The second rack will go down, no doubt about it. Nigma not yet to tap out. Maybe they want to give it one final attempt. Nisha is playing close to the fountain. We did see the end of game 1. Nisha did die to the fountain. So maybe that's what Nigma's playing for again here. But I don't know if he's going to make that mistake once more here in game 2. As the second tier 4 starting to fall. Nigma, one final attempt, but the Lasso's there. They've caught Miracle. Miracle can get a rage up in time. He cannot. The chain stuns are out. Nigma, they lose heroes. They lose the game. This one's over. Done and dusted as Secret will take the second game. Nigma, they just weren't able to get a foot in this time round. They had this draft. They had their life stealer, but they just weren't able to play it.
Yep, they fell into a trap. Puppy knows how to draft, knows how to play this match.